In this video, we're going to review Smartsheet, the application that brings spreadsheets to the next level. You can use it for a lot of things, but today we will focus on project management. Hi everyone, this is Andy with Bloomberg.com, and if you're new to this channel, welcome. Here we review productivity software for personal and business use, and also make tutorials about the apps that we like the most. So if you find this video helpful, please consider subscribing. Alright, let's start. Logging into Smartsheets brings you to the home screen where you will see the suggested projects and your requests as well. We will go over requests later in the video. On the left, you will find the navigation bar to switch between modules like notifications, most recent, and start projects. And on the bottom, you can find the launcher, the help, and your profile icon. When you open the browse module, you will find all your projects organized by hierarchy. You can customize this, but more on that later. To open a project or Smartsheet, click on it. If you're familiar with spreadsheets, you will notice that there are a lot of similarities. We have the sheet in the center and the tools right above. We also have a menu to perform some actions. And on the right, we have more features related to the project, like comments and files. The sheet shows the project structure. Each row, or also called task, is independent. But you can indent rows to indicate that there is a hierarchy. So one row is the task and the one below is the subtask. This way you can hide subtasks if you want. To add a new task, click on an empty cell on the task name column, type the name and press enter. Then you can move it where it belongs. To change the other columns, just click on any of them and make the changes. The formatting tool allows you to make any changes you want, just like a normal spreadsheet. The grid view is the most common view for Smartsheets, but you can change it to a card view or even a calendar view. Remember to save your changes before closing your sheet. Back on the Browse tab, to create a project, click on the Create button and then select one of the options. You can create a project from scratch, use a template, or even import from other sources. I think the navigation is really intuitive and the design is great. The sheets are a little bit intimidating at the beginning because there are so many options and it requires some learning to get used to it. But there are a lot of online tools that will teach you. Smartsheet has a lot of features, but these ones are the top ones on my list. I would say the best feature is that you can create different sheets and link them together, so they work like a database. For example, you could have a sheet that tracks IT tickets and another one that shows how many tickets you got in a time period. The second sheet is linked to the first one. This brings us to the next feature, reports. You can create reports that will show specific records of a sheet. For example, here we're only seeing the unsolved IT tickets. Another good feature is dashboards, where you can see all the information you need about your projects in one place. Creating a dashboard is a little bit more complicated than with other project managers out there, but you can do a lot more here. And there are a lot of widgets available. The next feature on my list is requests. You can request other users to update any row in a sheet. The user will get a notification and will be able to update the row. The last feature I will mention is that you can create formulas just like a spreadsheet. Overall, there are a lot of cool things that you can do with Smartsheet, but some of them will require you to learn how to use the feature, like linking sheets together. But not everything is great. If you want features like resource management, multiple project planning, or time tracking, you will have to pay extra for that. Let's go over customization. In the Browse tab, you can create workspaces, folders, and subfolders, and organize your sheets, dashboards, and reports any way you want. Regarding sheets, they are fully customizable, just as a spreadsheet. You can use the formatting tools, add images, links, formulas, and more. There are a lot of options. Another customization feature is you can add one or multiple forms to any sheet, so you can share the form and collect data that way. The forms are fully customizable, and you can have different ones for different applications. Templates are a great way to save time. You can create a template by saving any sheet as a template. Then you can use it to create a new project from it. They also have a lot of pre-made templates available, and also template sets that are a group of sheets, reports, and dashboards that work together. Automations are essential to save time. You can add automations to any sheet in Smartsheet. The automations menu shows the most common workflows, but you can create your own. In here, we already have a few workflows set up, and when you access the edit panel, you can see the trigger and actions. For this workflow, when a row is changed, and specifically the status changed to at risk, then an approval request is triggered. And if approved, the workflow notifies this user, and if not, it notifies this other user. These are the triggers that are available, and these are the actions. Overall, I think the automations available cover more than the basics. Smartsheet has a marketplace where you can find the integrations available. There are a lot of options here, but other project managers that I have reviewed in the past have even more options. Some apps that you can find here are Slack, Outlook, Microsoft Teams, Google Drive, Box, Dropbox, DocuSign, Google Calendar, and more. And they also have a Zapier integration available. If you want to know more about Zapier, check out the links in the description. Lastly, I want to mention that you can also see the integrations available in the Solution Center in Smartsheet. When I started using Smartsheet, the onboarding process was really helpful and easy to follow. They really know how to onboard a new user. The Help Center is also great. There are really good trainings organized by skill level. So if you have any issues, here's where you can find help. Customizing views and templates is also simple to do if you're used to spreadsheets. There are more advanced features like linking spreadsheets together or template sets, but you can always reach the support team if you have any issues. Adding users and groups is straightforward, as well as creating workspaces and sharing sheets. The version that we use for this review is the business version, which costs $25 per user per month billed annually, but they require a minimum of 3 licenses. So the cost is on the higher side, given that there are other project managers less expensive that can perform similarly. But Smartsheet has some extra features that could justify the price. There is no free version here, but you can start with the individual version to see if the app would fit your workflow. Smartsheet is slightly different than other project managers I have reviewed before. Starting a project from scratch means that you have to start with a completely empty spreadsheet. So if you like to work with spreadsheets, you will find this app really helpful. There are a ton of good features available here, and you have a lot of flexibility. Also, you can use it for other purposes like a CRM, HR software, IT ticket tracker, and more. But it could be a little complex to set up really advanced sheets, and it will require a lot of time. Don't get me wrong, Smartsheet is easy to use, but to accomplish similar things that other apps offer, you will need to spend some time setting everything up. If you would like to try a simpler project manager, you have some options. Monday.com is very similar, but it doesn't look like a spreadsheet. Also, Asana, Rike, and Zoho projects are more project management oriented. And ClickUp has a lot of features and is very flexible. I have reviewed all these project managers, so I will leave links in the video description. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up. I have a question for you. Are you currently using a project manager software? And if you do, which one are you using? Let me know in the comments down below. And also remember to check out the other videos I have on this channel. Thanks for watching.